think this is one of those problems that it's generational, right? And we have to come at it from really every direction, right? It's going to take a multi-pronged approach, right? So absolutely teaching critical thinking skills, essentials. We should start teaching critical thinking skills in kindergarten, right? In elementary school and junior high and high school and university, and we have to have these resources available for adults too. And the good news is research shows that it can make a difference if you teach critical thinking skills. We also need to pre-bunk. In other words, give people a sense of what misinformation might look like, what kind of misinformation might be forthcoming, right? And again, the good news is research tells us that can make a difference. Yes, we have to debunk. We do need to debunk. And it may feel like it doesn't work, just going out there correcting. But if you're talking about moving the needle and correcting the record, research again tells us debunking really can make a difference, especially if it's done well and in using positive language in a way that engages the public. I think fact-checking is incredibly valuable and needed. And in fact, one of the things that we have to think about the future is how we can create institutions that are reliable, that people feel comfortable trusting. Unfortunately, the misinformation mongers, as I often call them, they're very good at creating distrust. So what's happened with a lot of the fact checkers is the misinformation mongers have sort of tried to foster distrust in those voices, which makes them less of a valuable tool. We have to push back against that. We have to explain how they're funded, how the decisions are made, and why these are trusted voices. But the bottom line is fact-checking, especially if it's done well, extremely valuable. So the good news is we're seeing governments, institutions, we're seeing educational establishments. Everyone is recognizing that this is a real problem, and we're starting to get more and more really robust research on it. For a long time, there wasn't a lot of research dollars in this space. The studies were small. They were kind of speculative. That's starting to change. You're starting to get a lot of really great scholars focusing on this, a really great research community focusing on these issues and providing evidence-based solutions. Even the strategies that we can use as individuals, we're starting to learn more about what works best in that space too, like pre-bunking and debunking. In the past, sometimes I think we were hopeful if we just tell the world what the truth is, eventually it's going to win out. It requires much more than that, right? We have to do the pre-bunking and the debunking well, and we have to use evidence-based strategies in how those messages are framed. We have to involve the appropriate communities. We have to have diverse voices involved. This is not going to be there's not going to be one simple solution. This is going to take really an entire community working together to make a difference.